my name is Dexter. Dexter Morgan. I don't know what made me the way I am.
But my eyes can see everything. Nothing exists that I can't see.
I hate a lot of things.
Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. Oh, you can get it. Only on mine. Only on mine. Oh, yeah. Oh, 我记得街上堆满车子，长长的一个堵塞马子，好似大石头纷飞动，换上了高配电动马斯克莱昂，装修了等待着克拉克上。I am fucking crazy, but I am free. It's cuffing season and all the girls be needing. Need a big boy, I want a big boy. Give me a big boy. It's cuffing season. Tous tes grands beaux bras levés, je swatch mes tirages. Voulez-vous, pour les placer ton colossal, plein tes mirages. Me font dans ta vapeur, avec les vraies bouteilles sur nous.
No, I don't want a woman like Lois. I want Lois. She's perfect. I've loved her for years. She's warm and kind and beautiful. I've never been so in love with anyone.
the flowers for a couple of hours.
Swept away on a stone.
New trend alert for all artists. Show your first drawing and then show your recent drawing.
That my best friend. She a real bad bitch, got her own money. She don't need no nigga. Dance floor, she had 2, 3 drinks.
Daydream, I fell asleep amid the flowers for a couple of hours.
I like to do illustrations, mostly watercolor, a few oil pencil. Jim thinks they're good.
Pam's favorite flavor of yogurt, which is mixed berry.
Nothing. No ideas. Useless, empty brain.
I get so many questions whenever I use screen tones in my art, so here's my first voiceover reel to explain a little bit of the process. Screen tones are basically a giant, semi-transparent sticker sheet with different textures and patterns that can be used to create shading and depth in your art. Once I have decided which areas I want to apply the screen tone paper, I cut out a rough shape and stick it onto my drawing. Then with an X-Acto knife, I simply cut out the excess and define the shapes. For smaller details, you can also cut the little pieces directly from the screen tone sheet and then place it on the area you want. Screen tones are made of a very thin material, so it's very easy to cut without damaging the paper below. You don't have to do a lot of pressure, and you don't need to be extremely careful or super skilled to try this technique. I'm very impatient and messy myself, and I still think traditional screen tones add such a cool touch. I hope this was helpful, and thank you so much for watching.
Even if you have never drawn a specific creature before, you can use this simple approach to study them. Let's take this trash panda for example. I start by drawing a central line which acts as a guide for symmetry. Then I sketch the biggest shapes I can see, an oval for the head and these two shapes for the paws. They aren't even precise, you don't need to worry about it at this point. Then I add middle-sized shapes like the one for the mouth, two triangles for the ears and small circles for the eyes. Once I'm satisfied with the overall position of these shapes, I begin adding more details. I divide the paw shapes into individual fingers, pay attention to distances and proportions, and make adjustments if needed. Using a quite hard HB pencil and using it lightly allows me to correct any mistakes or messy lines as I go. Starting with the darkest values, I gradually add shading, working my way through mid-tones. For the finest details, I switch to a softer pencil. A mechanical pencil with 2B lead comes in handy for fine lines, hatching, or tiny details. I often use a blending stump. This is especially useful when capturing the fluffiness of an animal or when it's very smooth and fabulous. And for pinpoint erasing, like for white whiskers, this elastomer eraser provides the clean finish I'm looking for. So don't be intimidated if you haven't drawn some animal before. Observe the reference, embrace the simplicity of shapes, don't worry about the mistakes, and let your pencil bring them to life.